I'm sure most of you are aware of what's happened, but Kanye woke up the other day on a mad one. I guess maybe he was fed up of the hate he was getting. Maybe he was fed. Maybe actually, I think maybe this tweet ran because I feel like it went on for like 24 hours. I woke up and I just saw the timeline going crazy. I saw a bunch of Kanye fan pages basically waving the white flag and saying that they're not supporting him anymore. Big up Easy Icy Spicy. A bunch of them were just fucking had enough is enough. It kind of felt like another redo of the time when he said the Hitler shit, and a bunch of Yeezy fan pages, and I think a Reddit as well. I think a subreddit, a forum, they all kind of shut down in protest to what Ye said, and I guess the same thing happened again. The reason for this freak out, I'm gonna say, might have been because of the reaction that he got to Bianca Censori's naked dress that she wore at the Grammys. I think everybody's saying what they said about Bianca Censori's dress. A lot of the negative reactions, a lot of the opinions, a lot of the op-eds, a lot of the criticisms, a lot of the trolling, a lot of the memes. I think it got under his skin. And Ye's one of those people, being a fan of his, he doesn't like being told what to do. He's very much in this idea like, if you're rich and you're powerful, you get to do anything you want. He's also had a career where everyone kind of second guessed him, and every time he persevered and went through with his idea, it ended up being the best thing ever. From albums to singles to album covers to videos to clothing designs to casting to locations to collaborations, he's always been second guessed his entire career. And every time he's followed through with these instincts and gone through his gut, he's always bared the fruit of it. So maybe there's a part of him that's constantly thinking, every time I listen to you guys' advice and every time I go against your advice, I always win, but you also don't give me the leeway to just keep doing my thing. It's always like a questioning thing. So, and obviously a bit of narcissism included in there. He's a bit egomaniacal. But as I've always said, as a big Ye fan, the biggest problem with Ye has always been, as soon as he made money, like real money, it was always going to go this way. Because Ye has always been this person. He's always been this person. He's always been this, like, he's always had this person inside of him. He just needed enough money and fame to allow him to do what he wanted to say, what he wanted to say without any repercussions, which is also quite admirable in a way. It's kind of the antithesis of fuck you money. Fuck you money essentially should give you the license to say fuck you. But in the world that we live in now, with people being ultra sensitive, with cancel culture being what it is, with thought police being who they are, with speech being deemed as worse as violence, which is fucking insane. It's not. Violence is violence. If you've ever been punched in the face, you know getting punched directly in the nose hurts way more than somebody cussing you out or saying racist things to you. It doesn't hit the same at all. So people in this world nowadays think that's the case. We're a little bit sensitive. And with the prevalence of social media, everyone's got an opinion. For someone like Ye who doesn't like other people's opinions, it can be a very weird thing to kind of navigate, right? A bit of a quagmire. So I think all those things have intersected, and this is the person that we get now. We got this person who, because he's successful, because he's a billionaire, because he's been able to achieve things at the highest level, he probably now thinks his shit doesn't stink and he can say whatever the fuck he wants, which comes with its good and bad. But I think as fans, we've kind of seen this before. I'm not gonna lie, it didn't move me in the slightest. None of these tweets moved me. Maybe because I'm not a part of the Jewish community, maybe because I'm not a gay person because he says some gay slurs here and there, maybe because I'm not a woman, whatever it may be, I don't know. But I think it's more to do with the fact that I'm just numb to this shit. Like, unfortunately, I'm numb to this shit. I actually think it's kind of lame from Ye. I think this wanting to be an edgelord in your 50s is really tired. I think he's got enough talent, enough ability with his stuff that he does, art, creatively, music, especially even with the AI, that he could just let that speak for itself, and without going down this path and going out of his way to, because it's not like he's going out of his, it's not like he's, in my opinion, it's not like he's saying things because he thinks it's true. He's just saying things to annoy people and to show you that he can get away with it. So it feels kind of infantile. It feels very adolescent, to be able to, oh look, I'm just going to say the most radical thing I can say, the most offensive thing, and you can't do anything. No. Which I think is really odd and really lame for a guy that's got 4 kids, is married, is approaching his 50s. To be an edgelord is incredibly lame. It's same like being, being in your fucking 50s and being a fucking contrarian. It's like, come on, please just give it up. Stand on something, believe on something. Don't just, I mean, not every day is going against the grain day. Like, allow it, we're tired. Just make some shoes, make some clothes, make some albums, put some good shows on and keep it moving. It's not that deep. But he feels like doing it, so, you know, who am I to tell him what to do? And I just sit here and enjoy the you know, the art itself. I'm not really that I don't really that bothered about the things that he says in the slightest. But there are some things that he did say that obviously I was like, whoa, when I saw them. So one of the things that he said, I was like, whoa, when I saw them was this. Big up the account Over and Under, the premier streetwear and sneakers and fashion culture Twitter account to follow in terms of news. So I recommend you check them out. Over and Under, spelled OVRUNUNDR on Twitter. Make sure you check them out. They're fucking awesome. They posted this screenshot where Kanye said, fuck Virgil. And he stood on it again. He repeated it again later on tonight. And yeah, don't get me wrong, it's sad, isn't it? It really is sad, because I think most of us came into the game loving their friendship, loving their collaboration, loving their collaboration, loving their friendship, and just seeing them kind of grow together in the industry step by step was fucking sick. Some of us maybe are more Kanye fans than Virgil, or Virgil fans than Kanye, but we just loved kind of seeing them sort of like go from, you know, working together on small projects to basically taking over music, culture, design, fashion, sneakers together. It was fucking sick. It was a shame how it worked out in the end, where Kanye was the guy that probably should have got the Louis Vuitton job but didn't, because he just isn't the most easy probably to work with in that sense. But then Virgil basically had the things that Kanye didn't have. So Kanye maybe is a bit more radical, maybe has a little bit more of the original, you know, awesome kind of ideas. But Virgil had the ability to work with big corporations. He had the ability to work on underground shit and overground shit. I think he spoke about himself in terms of the high-low stuff. And I thought that was always a really good balance. And I thought that's what they should have continued doing. Having maybe Virgil be the front person to talk to some of these big corporations and brands, and having Kanye be the radical ideas guy and do it that way. But it is what it is. But this tweet is also not surprising, because if you've been paying attention, and again, it depends who you believe. If you've been paying attention, you would know that when Kanye was beefing with Tremaine Emory, founder of Denim Tears, he did say at one point, again, it depends if you believe the guy or not, but I'm prone to believe him, because he was on the inside. He was working with Ye. He knew Virgil very well, and he was in the industry for a long time. Tremaine Emory said himself that before Virgil unfortunately passed away, him and Kanye went on good terms. So much so that Virgil's family didn't allow Kanye to go to Virgil's private funeral, because he had allegedly had a funeral before the one that we saw. I think the one that we saw in the pictures and stuff was the one that was in the gallery. Like, I forgot what it's called when you go after a funeral, where people kind of talk on the stage and shit. So that one was the one that some public were allowed to go to, and other extended friends. But the close family and the close friends went to a private funeral, and Kanye wasn't invited. But and I don't think they even invited him to the second one, but he just went along anyway. So that was proof that they weren't on good terms at all. Because usually when someone passes away, even if you're not on good terms, you let bygones be bygones, but they didn't. So it kind of shows you how fractured their relationship was before he passed. But the weird thing is, before Virgil passed, whenever Kanye's name came up, he was very, very congratulatory and very chill and very like nice about him. He never once said anything bad about Kanye, which obviously makes what Kanye is saying here even more hurtful, because it's like, Jesus, man, even when that guy was, you know, probably still going through his illness and suffering, and he knew you guys weren't cool, he never aired it out. He always kept it private, he always kept it cordial, he always kept it cool. But Kanye's always going to have his way to kind of shit on Virgil, which is really not really sad. I kind of understand why he does it, because deep down he's jealous of Virgil and everything he basically was able to achieve. But I don't think jealousy is needed, because they're two different people. Virgil's just a way more palatable version of Kanye in terms of business. He's easier to get along with, easier to talk to, easier to just whatever. Kanye's never been that guy. He's never gone out of his way to not be that guy. So I never understood why he would get jealous of somebody who's doing something that he's never going to do. Kanye would probably think working for LVMH is like a form of slavery. You know, he's got those type of radical opinions. So if that's the case, let Virgil do his thing, and you can kind of cheer him on or work alongside with him, do collaborations with him. That would have fucking banged, but he didn't. And, you know, this is where we're at. So I'm not surprised this is the case, because I think Kanye probably isn't cool or doesn't, because I'm not gonna lie, I don't think I've seen Kanye in a picture with any of Virgil's friends post death. I don't think so. I can't think of many. Maybe ASAP Nast, maybe Don C, but there's not been many of Virgil's close friends that I've seen Kanye around. So clearly, you know, people picked a side, and most people picked the side of Virgil. And also, I don't see a lot of those people who are like suckers. The difference, I'm sure some of you guys have seen the difference in reception, or the difference in like stuff that you see online. When Kanye was at Adidas doing the Yeezy stuff, you'd see a bunch of his friends on social always posting pictures of like the shoes they got for free. Thank you Yeezy, thank you Kanye, thank you this, for every time they got the boots, some runway pieces that haven't been released yet. But then when he obviously left Adidas, and you know, he fell out with them for saying all that anti-Semitic thing, or going on his anti-Semitism promo tour, everybody kind of ditched him. And you don't really see a lot of those guys talking about Ye at all, whether it's his designs, whether it's his albums, whether it's his release parties, videos, zero. So it's probably clear that behind the scenes, he's not cool with any of them guys. So maybe the fuck Virgil tweet was more fuck the whole industry, fuck his friends, fuck that whole collective of people, as opposed to just Virgil. I'm hoping. Again, I'm clutching at straws here because it breaks my heart to see this. But it is what it is, isn't it? Kanye's been that kind of guy, and to be fair, they weren't really on good terms before Virgil passed. So I'm not too surprised that he still feels like this. Especially when the guy, because sometimes when someone passes away too, there's usually a little bit of anger, especially if you haven't, you know, you haven't been able to kind of patch up your differences. So maybe there's a part of him that still kind of feels a little bit, you know, pissed off that they probably ended on bad terms before he passed, and he's probably aware that Virgil didn't fuck with him at all, even on his deathbed, which is probably really hard to take. But it's just sad, isn't it? It's sad to see it. It really is. Even as a fan, it's fucking sad to see it.